going to look at the natural numbers and integers test. So let's answer all the questions. So circle any odd number. So your even numbers are, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 6. So anything divisible by 2. That means 1 is your only odd number there. There's 3 marks going for that. Circle the prime numbers. So prime numbers are numbers that only have 2 factors, itself and the number 1. So 3 is prime because its only factors are itself and the number 1. 9 is not prime. Okay, 1, 9 and 3 go into 9. 11 is prime, 1 by 11. 1 is not prime because it has to have 2 factors, itself and the number 1. And 27 is not prime. 3 goes into it, 9 goes into it, etc. So what's the opposite of a prime number? If it's not a prime, we call it a composite number. So is this a composite number? Well, is it a prime number? No. Like 3 goes into it. 3 goes into 3 once, 3 goes into 9 3 times. So yes, it is a composite number. If it's not prime, it's composite. Now, why do I care about these in real life? Well, prime numbers are used a lot to do with cryptography, which if you want to have a look that up, or you do a little bit of it in TY, or if you've ever seen the film The Imitation Game, they explain a little bit of cryptography in that, and used in IT kind of a bit with computers. So is it a composite number? Yes, it is a composite number. List all the factors of 15. So I like to start off by going 15 by 1, 3 by 5. Anything else? No. So 1, 3, 5, 15. There are all my factors of 15. List the first 8 multiples of 5. So multiples are going to start multiplying out. So multiples of 5. Right, well, 5 by 1, 5. 5 by 2, 10. By 3, 15. By 4, 20. 25, 30, 35, and 40. They're the first 8 multiples of the number 5. What's the highest factor they have in common? Well, let's look for factors. What are the factors of 16? We have 16 by 1. We have 2 by 8. And we have 4 by 4. What are the factors of 32? We have 32 by 1. We have 2 by 16. We have 3 doesn't go in, 4 by 8, 5 doesn't go in, 6 doesn't go in, 7 doesn't go in. So there we have them all. What ones do they have in common? 1, 16, 1, 16, 2, 2, 4, 4, and 8. Okay, so they have a lot in common. What's the highest one they have in common? 16. So the highest common factor there is 16. Find the lowest multiple they have in common. Well, again, we need the multiples. So we've done the multiples of 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. This is on the previous question. 35, 40, ... I can do more if I want there. And the first, let's just do the multiples of 8 until we come across one. So 8, 16, 24. No, we haven't come across any common ones yet. 32, 40. Oh, there it is. There's a multiple that they have in common, and it is actually the lowest multiple they have in common because we can't see anything other than 40 in common. What are the prime factors of 28? Well, what are the factors of 28? Let's have a look. 28 is made up of 7 times 4. Is that prime? Yes. Is that prime? No. So I'm going to keep going. Made up of 2 by 2. So the prime factors of 28 are 2 by 2 by 7. Evaluate 4 to the power 3. But that doesn't mean 4 times 3. There's power here, so it's 4 written down 3 times and multiplied. So the 4 by 4 is 16, by 4 is 64. Evaluate 2 to the power 4. It doesn't mean 2 times 4. If I wanted to write 2 times 4, I'd write, you know, maybe something like that, or 2 multiplied by 4. It's 2 written down 4 times and multiplied. What's 2 by 2? 4. By 2, 8. By 2, 16. So the answer is 16. Okay, evaluate the following. So we're always going to follow BIMDAS. You can write it down for every question or just for one and use it. So do we have anything to be done in the brackets? No, there are no brackets. Do we have any indices? No. Any multiplication or division? Yes. So you can see there, I've underlined them in green. And there's the division done. There's the multiplication done. And I take down the rest of the question. And then any addition or subtraction, yep, just addition left. And you add that up, you get 24. Again, any brackets here to be done in part 2? Yes, so I've done what's in the brackets first. Gives me 8. And then you can take down the rest of your sum. Any multiplication to be done? Yes, so we do our multiplication next. So that's 30. Okay. So brackets done. Grand. I have the brackets done. I have no indices. Multiplication is done. No division. Any addition or subtraction? Yes, addition or subtraction. And I just 30 minus that minus another 8 gives me 19. Again, we do what's in the brackets first. Gives me 10. Take down the rest of your sum and just go, right, what's next? Well, anything to be done, any indices? Yes. That's 4 written down twice and multiplied, so 4 by 4 is 16. Okay. And then, you know, take down the rest of your sum. So we've our brackets done, we've our indices done, any multiplication or division? Yes. Take down the rest of your sum. Any addition or subtraction? Yes. So my final answer there is 4. Okay. So we do what's in the brackets first. That's 7. We do indices next. Well, there's indices to be done there, which gives me 25. And you can just take down the rest of your sum. We've more indices to be done, so we're not going on to multiplication yet until we've all our indices done. So we've 49. And then now that we have our indices done, we can move on to our multiplication, which gives me 99. So I'm going to go through that slowly again. We did what was in the brackets first, then we did our indices. We noticed there was more indices to be done. Only after the indices is done can you do your multiplication. There is no division, any addition or subtraction, just the 50 plus the 49. Okay, we do what's in the brackets first. 2 minus 3, so I'm up €2, but I owe someone €3, which means I'll give them the 2 and I'll be still owing them 1. Do what's in the brackets first. 4 minus 1 is 3. Take down the rest of your sum. Any indices? No. Any multiplication? Yes. Okay, so we're multiplying integers. 5 times 1 is 5. But we don't have 5 times 1. We have 5 times minus 1. So you have to work out what is 5 multiplied by minus 1. Like I said, 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times minus 1 is minus 5. We have more multiplication. We have 6 times 3, which gives me 18. So that gives me a minus 5 plus the 18. So I'm up €18 and I subtract, I lose 5, or I have to give away 5, leaves me with 13. So I did what was in the brackets first. There were no indices. There was 2 bits of multiplication, and then I did my addition and subtraction last. Okay, let's again do what's in the brackets first. So 8 minus 4 is 4, and 4 minus 8 is minus 4. Take your time. Any indices? Yes. 4 squared gives me 16. Any multiplication? Yes. So here's some multiplication. And we take down the sum. Any more multiplication? Yes. So we don't move on from multiplication or division. We don't move on to any other line until we have a line completed. And then we have our multiplication done, no division, so addition and subtraction, that's all that's left, and we end up with 27. And then here, do what's in the brackets first. 2, and I lose 5. You know, I have €2, but I owe 5. Well, I give whoever loaned me the money €2, but I'm still owing them 3. That's important. And do what's in the brackets here. Okay, with brackets done, any indices? Yes. Minus 3 to be squared. That's minus 3 written down twice and multiplied. What's minus 3 by minus 3? Well, what's 3 by 3? That's 9. And then you have to decide, well, what's minus 3 by minus 3? It's a plus 9. Any other indices? Yes. Minus 1 cubed is minus 1 written down 3 times and multiplied. So let's just do this part first. Minus 1 by minus 1 gives me 1. 1 by minus 1 gives me minus 1. So I do all my rough work to the side here. And I work down the page, continuing to take down everything. So the 2 has to be taken down. The minus 3 I've worked out to be 9. Minus 3 squared I've worked out to be 9. The minus 3 has to be taken down. The minus 1 cubed I've worked out at the side here to be a minus 1. And the plus 10 has to be taken down. We have everything in our brackets done. We had our indices done. Now we do our multiplication. 2 9s are 18. And a minus 3 times a minus 1 gives me a plus 3, and then take down the rest of your sum. Any addition or subtraction left? Yes. I add all that up and I end up with 31. Okay, which of the following calculations is incorrect? So I'm just going to do it out here, my work out here. I'm going to tell you which one is incorrect because I have to show some work to back up my answer. So if you didn't show any work, don't expect full marks. The question specifically says, show some work to back up your answer. Now, so we have this sum and we're wondering, is the real answer 2 or 14? Well, let's do what's in the brackets first. That gives me 4. Take down the rest of your sum. Do our indices next. That gives me 16. Is there any multiplication or division next? Yes. That gives me 2. Any addition or subtraction? Yes. That gives me 14. So this is correct. So which one is incorrect? A is incorrect. And I think it's pretty clear and easy that you can follow. I did what was in the brackets first. Then I did my indices. Then there was no multiplication, so I just did my division. Then there was no addition, so I just did my subtraction.